Hey guys, SoloBase15 here for the first battle in round 3 of Grand Arena Championship Season 3. Before lock, I was able to make a bunch of changes this week, so I wanted to go through those first with you so you can see how the roster has changed from previous videos, and then we'll get into the matchup. Okay, so here you can see my roster. You can see the top two lines are my favorites, and that's really where most of my work occurred before this GA started. So first thing I did here, so you can see Sunfac was brought up to not just G13 but to Relic level 2. That gives him a huge boost in his health and protection pool. Really, with this team, the health pool is what we're worried most about. And I got him about, well, on here it says an extra 5,000 health, but then you add in the mods, and I added probably about an extra 10,000 health by doing this. So that's going to be great for that team. The next thing I did was old Daka. I gave her Zeta. If you look here, what the Zeta is, it's that old Daka gains 10% max health stacking until the end of the counter whenever an ally is revived. If you watched any of my previous videos with how the Geo team works against this Night Sister team, there's lots of revives, there's lots of chances for Daka to increase her max health, and really she's the most important one on the team when you're facing Geos, so I figured I'd give her a little extra survivability. I also got her up to Relic level 3, which here you can see it adds in total about 7,000 plus another 4,500 in health. It adds some crit avoidance, which is always good. If you look at her base stats, what she's working with now, she's up to 95,500 health. That's going to be huge. Plus then you add all the stacking max health on there. Thanks to the very generous gift by CG for the anniversary, General Skywalker got promoted up to 6-star before I got the lock-in. I've done a lot of testing with him. That team can counter Revans a lot easier now. Let's see. Today, also, we made my first order team actually legitimate. So we're going to go to first order specifically to talk about it a little bit. One thing I did was Officer got remodded. He was only at plus 79 speed because I really don't use my first order, as you've seen. So he's gotten about an extra 25 speed added to him. He's up over 251. When you add in the Kylo leadership, that's going to bring him up to 281 because Kylo is adding 30 speed. That's a pretty good speed for first order officer. Not great, but it's much better than where I was. Most importantly, first order stormtrooper got added to the G12 ranks. He had needed a full stun gun and a Carbanti, and conveniently that's what we got from CG, so that's why we're here. He also got a full remod because his mods were awful previously. Here's the stats. They're still not great, but I've got his tenacity up, and really the goal with him is basically his counters. Because what's going to happen, here's where I am. He's got a 65% counter chance. When he counters, he uses his basic. And as you can see here, the Omega ability for his basic is that he's going to dispel all buffs. That's if he has advantage. There's plenty of ways for this team to get advantage, so that was a pretty big deal. And the final big change I made before the roster lock is Fives got up to Relic level 7. Now, you can see his base stats here. He's got over 154,000 combined health and protection. The speed really doesn't matter for him, but I have it on him anyway. The big thing is he's got almost 6,000 damage, so when he dies, or I should say sacrifices himself, he's going to be sharing all of those base stats around. And finally, this wasn't a huge change, but you'll see Old Ben got his Zeta as well. This is the one that gives extra turn meter gain, extra heal, extra protection recovery if he goes down. And so that's just going to make the Rebel team, if I need to use him, a little bit stronger. And T3 got a G12 plus piece that added armor penetration to him. I'm using him on the General Grievous squad. You're going to see some changes to my defense as well for this Grand Arena. So now that we have these changes, let's take a look at the matchup and who we're facing. So let's take a look at my opponent now. As you can see here, he's got a much higher GP than me, over 500,000. A lot of that looks like it's coming from, well, both ships and characters. When you look at the squad ranks, though, I definitely have an advantage there. Now, taking a look at the relics, he's got many, many more relics. A lot of them are Tier 2, a couple Tier 5, a couple Tier 6, though, so it should be interesting to see how his teams line up. Finally, with this part of it, we're going to take a look at his GA stats, and lifetime, I have more banners, more offensive wins. It looks like he goes for undersized wins more often, so I'm interested to see if he ends up losing because he's gone for the undersized wins, since I have so many more banners. When it comes to defense wins, I'm heavily outnumbering him on defense wins. So I'm also thinking that he's going with a much lighter defense here. Then when it comes to zones cleared, I have more in rounds. Full round clears, I have more. Now, taking a look at the roster, you know, he's got 2 more Zetas. That's really not that big of a difference. He's got 22 more G12. He's got 9 more G13. So roster-wise, he's really got an advantage over me. Then taking a look at the mods, though, I've got a much faster mod sets than him. So I might be able to make up for that roster disadvantage with my mods. Finally, I put Darth Revan in here. You can see I heavily outspeed him. He actually has a 309 Bastila. So it's interesting that he has his Bastila going first, and neither of them are going to go before my Darth Revan or Bastila or even Malak. So now let's take a look at the board and see what's going to happen. Okay, so here's the board. Up top, we can see a strong Night Sister team, a Jungo Bounty Hunter team with no nest, but an R6 Bosk. We can see a Kira team with Mission and Zalbar, but no nest as well. Coming down to the bottom, this is where the 2 difficult teams really are. It's going to be a General Anakin clone team. Looks like everyone but Echo has a Zeta. Fives is R6, Rex R2, and Ahsoka R5. So they're going to hit hard. Their Echo, though, not even G13 yet. And then we have a Dooku Nest team with Watt and Newt and Droideka. So this is going to be the hardest group that we face. And so we're going to clear them out first. And that'll kind of help set up how we're going to attack that top zone. So, for this clone team, we're going to bring in our rebels. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to use Old Ben. We're going to use 3PO. And this team, they're not at relic levels yet to compete with an R7 Jedi Knight Anakin, but when he's only 5-star, it should be enough. So let's hope. And the goal here is to get Anakin down before too much damage is done. Let's see. I don't want Rex clearing the buffs here, so we'll stun him. Then the goal is to basically just take out 5s here. Take a turn. And I need to take him out here because Jedi Knight Anakin, or not Jedi Knight, General Anakin is about to come out of his meditation. So, luckily we get 5s out. Taunt with Old Ben. And of course, Chewie gets daze on him, but luckily we get Anakin down pretty fast. So we're going to call them to assist. Now Echo will stun him and might as well just kill him. Now Ahsoka's going to go, and it's just Anakin. And when you're going up against an R7 Anakin, this gets brutal because you don't have your Chewie to take his health down. But against a R5 Anakin and Tenacity down, you can just stun him. And he's still going to do damage, but you can get him down fairly easy. So 55 banners, that's not bad. That's the hardest team that's on the board in front of us. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with this Dooku team. There's probably a Grievous hiding in the back. Now the question is Darth Revan and Grievous hiding in the back? Because if they are, we're going to have a little bit of trouble. Because that Night Sister team is faster than my Trooper team, so I can't use the Troopers for them. But I think I'm going to use Jedi Knight Revan here. It's going to be a gamble, and if it doesn't pay off, that's going to feel awful, but we're going to try it. It's going to solve a lot of problems, hopefully. So, let's see if we can remove Dooku Turn Meter. We do. We're going to take out Nest before he can pass out too many buffs. Then hopefully take out Dooku. Yes. Alright, now Newt is hiding in the back. We don't want Extortion going around too much, so we're just going to take him out. Let's see. Now he's going to come back, place Extortion. I'm going to Dispel here the damage immunity. Didn't get the stun, but that's okay. Now, we'll take Daze off of Grandmaster Yoda. We're going to put him into stealth, also killing Newt. Give everyone Foresight, and take out Droideka. Now we just have the Nest. Now get Foresight again. Nest really doesn't care. And he's gone. So 58 banners against that team. Let's see if the gamble paid off. We have Shaak Ti with a random team. Then we have very strong Geos back there. So this is going to be a fantastic test for my Night Sister team. You saw that Daka went up to R3 and got the Zeta. We're going up against a bunch of R4 Geos. We're going to, let's see, who do we have up here? And who do we have to worry about? I don't know if you saw Klesso's video recently, but his Darth Revan got pretty well handled by the Geos. So normally that would be a pretty good matchup, but these guys are going to hit hard, and we're going to have too many stacks and too much defense down on Darth Revan to use him there. So again, it's another little gamble, but we'll see how the Night Sisters pay off here. Hopefully it goes smoother than the last round, which was kind of messy if you saw the last video. We get an initial stun off. That's good, because at least they're only attacking with 5 at this point. Alright, now, where is Geo Soldier? Couldn't get the stun there, but we're going to multi-attack him and at least get the stun that way. Interesting, they went after the Talisman. Usually they're going after the Spirit. Spy used his big hit now. Alright, spread some plague to try and minimize their health pool. Let's see. Alright. Now, a bunch of them have offense up, so we're going to use Asajj's heal, which also acts as a dispel. Then Spy is here. They go after Spirit. They go after Talisman. Daka's here for a revive. Spirit's down again. So who can we attack? Let's see. Try an Asajj basic on this Poggle. Not enough to get the kill. Let's see. We're going to try and stun Poggle at least. And he dodged it. Let's now go back after Poggle. Revive. Trying to avoid the ability block from Poggle. That's why we're trying to stun him at least. We got the stun there. So now let's try and take out Soldier. They go after Spirit again. That's not surprising. Heal up. Now Spy is there. Couldn't get the stun. See, their attack Daka there, and that's why we wanted to stun Poggle. Dispel the Brood. Do the AoE to try and apply Plague. Brood is taunting again. Now, Asajj AoE here does a good chunk, but not enough. Alright. Stun. Brood is down. Revive. Now, this should be able to take out Soldier at this point. Soldier's down. That actually revived Spirit as well. Let's see if we can get Poggle down. Yes. So, Spy had his big hit. Alright, see if we can take out Brute. We can. Good thing about taking out Brute is you can't increase their health pool anymore. This should take out Sunfac. Unfortunately, Spirit was just called, so I don't think Spirit's going to get called here. Oh, Spirit was. That's actually really good. Revive health so we can get up to 55 banners. And there you go. I think I'm happy I made the moves I did with Daka. That actually got us up to 56 banners, which is better than we have been doing, so I'm not going to complain there. Now, we have this Night Sister team. If you see here, I used 3PO with CLS to take out the General Anakin. Ahsoka is sitting on defense. So I think for these Night Sisters, we're just going to go ahead and use my Darth Revan squad. If I can find the preset squad. We are going to use Malak though, 'cause it's not good to mess with high relic teams. Alright, Force Storm. Shock them all. Dispel that taunt. They dispelled mine, and now we're going to use the HK AoE and hopefully take out at least Asajj and Spirit, burning up all of their general revives. Now, Daka's gone, everyone else is feared. Not going to let Zombie take a turn. Daka's gone again. Talzin's gone. Alright. Hopefully that healed her up to full health. Hopefully this will heal him up. It doesn't look like it got him to full health. But there's the Night Sisters down 57 banners. So, we have a Django team. We have a Kira team. And then we have this strange Shaak Ti team. So let's take a look at this Django team. Who do we have on attack still? We have the Sith trio. We have an interesting Padme team. Probably go into whatever Padme team shorthanded. I have troopers. I have a JTR team. L3 is actually sitting on defense. If you saw when I was showing the General Anakin squad, GG actually had L3 as well. So I have Droideka on this team. Let's kind of plan this out a little. So Padme would easily handle Bounty Hunter. Padme will easily handle all these teams. Sith trio should easily handle most of these teams as well. And then this Shaak Ti team is the interesting one. She's actually relicked up, so she's going to hit fairly decent. Let's check the speed on the Bounty Hunter team, because I'll probably use troopers with Bounty Hunters. The Django doesn't have a speed set, so he's not going fast. Bossk is a tenacity set, only 261, so they're not going with a fast Bossk. And Boba, not a speed set, 235. So we're going to use troopers here. And the good thing about troopers is if it goes right, you know, you're going to get 60 banners, and it's good. After the 55 banners from Gani, that's General Anakin. It's good to try and save banners where you can. Alright, so Bossk will apply Death Mark. And there's the 60 banners. So that was a nice, easy win. We still have Padme and the Sith trio. I think I'm going to, well, we'll use the Sith trio on this team. I think I can get away with just using the trio here, because other than Clone Sergeant, nobody's really doing any real damage on this team. It looks like it's more of a nuisance team. It's a fast team, but we're going to pull Cody out of stealth, reduce cooldowns. Who do we want to isolate here? We don't want Pathfinder taunting, so we're going to actually isolate him. I kind of want the clones to get retribution from Shaak Ti, because it's going to force them to attack out of turn and lose health. Can already get Savior, so that's good. And there goes Cody. And there goes Clone Sergeant. Let's see. We'll attack Pathfinder next. Actually, we're going to just annihilate Shaak Ti because she's relicked up. Then we'll take out Pathfinder. Reduce some cooldowns. I want Scion to take out Pathfinder to see if we can restore his protection up. Not enough, but we can isolate. That got him to full. Except for Barris is probably going to take a turn. That's alright. So we went in, got the undersized win. Got 61 banners instead of 62. Not going to complain about that. That just leaves this top team with Kira. And we're going to go in with an undersized Padme team. Actually, you know what? Instead of Shaak Ti, we're going to use R2 here. Kind of strengthen the rest of the team. Alright, now put protection up on everyone. Stealth, leaving only Kenobi. Dispel. Alright, there's one member gone. Zalbar. Got the stun, if nothing else, which is nice. Shock everyone else. Retribution. Stun Vandor. Kill Vandor. Then protection up again. So dots can be applied, and we're done. So 61 banners there. Another undersized win for the feats as well. We're actually making pretty good work of this team. I expected to see Negotiator on defense. It's 6-star. That means it's going to be faster than mine. He's got Clone Sergeant in the starting lineup, which I understand he's keeping Houndstooth for offense, but Clone Sergeant in the starting lineup, it really doesn't help you do anything, quite frankly. So let's see if we can have a little better luck here than we have had for the rest of this Grand Arena. Now the goal is to kind of Zerg this Jedi Knight Anakin. Perfect. That is actually what we want to do. Want to attack that 5s though. And we got days applied to their whole team, which is also good. Now, AoE, I didn't actually apply any debuffs, but that's okay. We're going to heal the team here because the buff block is off of Houndstooth, so he's going to be able to keep his taunt for a little bit, give some turn meter. Oh, interesting. They brought the Y-Wing in. Just now it's a low starred Y-Wing, so not a lot of health. It's actually got some survivability here, though. We're going to make sure my team does not die. We will kill the Y-Wing. Next will come 5s that I'm attacking, because he's got the revive buff off of him. Let's see. Now, Anakin's got the next turn, so we're going to stun him by coming in, by calling in Sunfac. Then we're going to stun Clone Sergeant. And we're going to, well, it depends who comes in here, Plo. Alright, Dispel. That's actually not good for us, but that is. So, we're going to have whoever can attack Plo. Alright, got the win. Only 54 banners. I was going up against a 6-star Kenobi, though, and I only have the 5-star, so he's faster by default. So, really can't complain there. See the score? I'm finishing with 1915. It's a pretty good score considering what, we went up against. I'm not disappointed at all. We will see how he does against my defense. I did switch it up a little. Once he attacks, I'll show you my defense and kind of what I set. And so I will be back in a couple seconds to show you the result. Okay, and well, here's the results. And the results are a tie. Now, if you remember back to the start of this video, I had the lower GP because I have the lowest GP in this group, and that means I lost. So, when is a tie not a tie? The answer is when you lose, which is what happened this round. As you can tell, all my defenses here, they were one shot. The good news is my defenses did pull 22 banners off of my opponent, and I can pretty much guarantee you that they didn't come from the ships. But with that said, it still ended up leading to a loss. And a little bit of a preview for the next round. I'm going up probably against the toughest matchup I've ever had. So thank you for joining me this round. I have a lot of fun links down below in the description. It's going to be a link to our podcast server that Jareth and I share. It's going to be a link to our podcast, which once again Jareth and I put on. And then it's going to be a link to a counter sheet that Jareth and I help fill in that shows counters, basically every fight that we have, and the counters to each team. So thank you for joining me. Leave a like. Feel free to subscribe because there's going to be more content every Grand Arena round. And I will see you next time. Thank you.